4 of those offensive rebounds for Atlanta have come in the last 2 minutes. But Derrick White, again, keeping the Hawks at bay. Making play after play and shot after shot.
Derrick White has been magnificent today.
Welcome into Celtics Post-Game Live, presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford trucks. Eddie House, Amina Smith here with you, and the Celtics beating the Hawks 126-101. And Eddie, I knew that the Celtics were great coming into this matchup. I think the Hawks, they also knew this team was great coming into this game, but I don't think Atlanta thought they were going to get beat like how they did tonight.
No, we just witnessed a good old mollywop. Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what happened. And again, I said it earlier in pregame. It was about the bench. It was about the other guys that come in and the team showing their depth. I think when you have a team like we have, you know, and guys that could come in and you talk about Cornette, you talk about Hauser and Pritchard. Those were the guys that were the main rotation guys coming off the bench. They had 44 points combined. With a Jason Tatum that didn't shoot the ball particularly well. With Jaylen Brown, who was in foul trouble, it's always great to get a lift from your bench. And I think that they're playing with confidence, and they got to continue to build that. And not only offensively, let's talk about what they've been doing defensively. Yeah. Cornette, I think, did he finish with 5 blocks?
Oh, he was out there blocking shots tonight.
Man, he was a problem out there on the defensive end, and he put a lot of pressure on the rim. He even stepped out behind the arc and knocked down a 3. I mean, when you have a team that's, and I mean, what a luxury for Joe Mazzulla to be able to go deep into your bench, deep into the rotation, and trust guys and their guys perform.
Yeah, 4 blocks for Luke Cornette in this match. But let's talk about that bench. 44 points out of them tonight in this win. Eddie, just how much does it speak to the Celtics' depth when Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown aren't really able to go off offensively and they're able to step up?
Well, it's confidence, you know. And then look, who's making the passes? Jason Tatum making the pass, not being selfish, making the right reads on a pick and roll right there, and they're switching. You got a little man on him, just throw it up to the rim, and there's my guy right there, 30 with a scope, knocking it down, knocking another one down. Woo! 1-2, let it go, hold the follow through, and it's just easier. That and Peyton Pritchard, like what they call him, P-Rabbit?
P-Rabbit.
P-Rabbit out there.
P-Rabbit, Peyton P, whatever you want to call him.
Call him a baller. That's what we can call him, because he's out there hooping. I mean, it is a huge luxury when you have guys that are able to come off the bench and perform. And the other thing is, like I said, it's not only offensively, they're doing it defensively, too. I mean, they really stifled Atlanta. You looked at what DeJounte Murray was doing in the first half. They did a job on him in the second half. Trae Young got off, but he had to take a lot of shots to get those 27 points. So you just look collectively as a unit. It's really tough when you're this deep and you have your superstar not shooting the ball particularly well. You have your other star that's in foul trouble, and you're still to come away with a blowout win by 25 points.
A huge win for the Celtics in this one. Their 8th straight win. Let's send it out to Abby Chin, who's with Derrick White right now.
Derrick, 8th straight win. This one of the biggest of the season. But you guys were shorthanded throughout, had some unconventional rotations. What does the way you won say about this team?
I mean, we got a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things. I mean, that's just a credit to the depth that we had. And every person that goes out there, we think can contribute and do good things. And came here on the road and got a good win.
For you, starting at the point tonight, not an unfamiliar position for you in your time in San Antonio, but does something change when you have the ball in your hands like that?
Not really. Just trying to go out there, compete, have fun, and make the right play, and I was able to do that tonight.
Finished with a double-double, had some big threes. You along with Grant and Sam and the Jays. How would you describe the shooting on this team?
We got a lot of guys that can really shoot it. I mean, Sam, said before the season, one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Grant, I just see the work that he put in and everybody else on the team. So we keep getting good looks, and we're going to make most of them. So it's a credit to the offense and the flow that we're doing it, and we just got to keep going.
And then your crew, that bench unit, showing out tonight, despite the fact you guys are missing Marcus and Malcolm. What have you seen from that group as of late?
I mean, every time they come in, I feel like they just change the game. Energy, effort, playing the right way. So we're going to lean on them a lot this season, and they were big for us tonight.
Finally, 8 straight. What do you like best about the way you guys are playing right now?
I mean, it's all a process. It's still really early this season, so a lot that we are improving on, and we watch a lot of film and get better each and every day. So a long way to go, but step by step, we're doing a good job.
Derrick, thank you. Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
Derrick White with a double-double in this one, 16 points and 10 assists, stepping up with Marcus Smart not being in this matchup. Eddie, how did Derrick White put his stamp on tonight's game?
You know, it's funny because he started the year in the starting lineup, and then he got taken out the starting lineup. Then he gets back in the starting lineup, and it doesn't affect his play. He's been steady, a guy that you could depend on night in and night out to give you exactly what it gives you. A player that plays under control, that's going to knock down open shots when he has an opportunity, but he makes the right play. He's a player that's been coached up through college, coached up when he went over to San Antonio. Not too many guys could play for the coaches that he played for, Tad Boyle, and play for Greg Popovich, and it's a credit to him and the way he can play that he's able to play for those guys, and those guys trusted him. And you know, 10 assists, just making the right play. That right there again, taking charges. That thing doesn't show up on the stat sheets. But, I mean, he's an incredible player, man. I really, really love the way that he plays, man. He's big time for us, and especially if he comes off the bench, he gives us a great punch off the bench. But tonight, as a starter, did his job, 16 and 10.
Derrick White also playing aggressive in this matchup while he got the start, and I think that's what I love most so far this season about Derrick White, just him being assertive out there on the court. Let's bring in Scal, who's live down there in Atlanta. And Scal, we talked about in the pregame show how the Celtics are finding different ways to win. How did they win this one tonight?
The bench. I mean, Hauser comes in, knocks down threes. I heard you guys talking about Derrick White. Man, his eyes and head are always moving, always on a swivel, always looking to find open guys. Sometimes he'll look at an open guy and then turn and shoot a layup if the defense starts reacting. So I just think their passing is elite. Their shooting is elite. I mean, they hit over 23s today, and you had Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum not really shooting the ball well. So across the board, shooting, decision-making, Derrick White, the bench. I mean, this is another one of those Celtics find a way to get it done.
Scout, you was talking about their offense. Just, you know, look at how their spacing is. Everybody has so much space to operate, whether it is getting to the basket, getting a paint touch, and then they make the right decision. And it's crazy because it's not just one player or two player that you can rely on. This team is full of players that can make plays for themselves and make plays for others. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, Eddie, doesn't it just look like the NBA is not easy, right? But doesn't it look like it's almost too easy? Like you're watching them and they're just got it. Oh, I don't have a shot. Boom. Oh, you know what? I'll go to the extra. You know what? I'm gonna drive it, kick it, the open shot again. And this is once again, this isn't Jason Tatum going otherworldly. Jaylen Brown, you know, flexing his muscles. This was just. We're better. We're better at moving the ball. We're better at making decisions. We're going to make the right play. And a lot of people use that term, make the right play. No, they legitimately make the right play every time the ball comes to them. Not just the end result when they make a shot. Like, they legit make the right play and then the right pass and the right drive, the right cut. And that's why they have the spacing that you were just talking about.
And you know what else, Gal? On top of that, like how well they're playing together offensively, it seems like right now, defensively, they're starting to come together as well. There was a stretch there, besides those offensive rebounds, and there were some funny bounces that the ball took for Atlanta to get a few of those offensive rebounds. But besides that, the defense has been on point. I mean, they've been buzzing around, and it's everybody that's coming in. It's like a collective unit. And I think when this team is clicking on all cylinders this way, it's one of them teams where you have, man, almost unbeatable. I hate to say that because I don't want to jinx, but it looked like they could be almost unbeatable.
Yeah, so I said this during the broadcast, and I use the same Taco Bell take every game. I use the same, keys to the game, road to victory. If they rebound and they're low turnover, you gotta show me, like, how are they going to lose this? Rebounding the ball and not turning it over. I don't know how you beat this team if they do those things.